Right, I got a great setup here, MCD, but a few points I want to make before you got to make sure you prepare before taking this trade. Gonna make some key points I want to point out. One being the pivot point. I think as this stock does try to confirm, we should be able to stay above 131.32 as a key pivot point. As this confirms too, we don't want this slow action. We should start to ascend at least 50, 60, 70 cents a day for this plan to work out pretty well. It's time for the stock to make a move with the market. It's pulled back, but has showed a strong support. There's a good chance they're going to want to test this 135 quickly. I mean, we could do even better, right? Because these are the targets here. So MCD is set up to test 135 to 137. The May 19 135 calls could be used. This stock has great time frame alignment, but confirmation is key. And that's the key, people. Confirmation is key. So the first thing I want to see I want to see volume come in as well. I mean, this should still be popping with more volume. Okay. And one thing I'm not going to like, if I don't see the volume, I'm not going to simply want to get into this. But if we can break above 131.60 on some good action volume, that'd be a good sign. And at least 500K on a 10-minute chart as it's trying to break above 131.60. If the volume doesn't come in, then we need to see what kind of watch for some basic above 131.60 and look for power through 132. The key is this stock should want to move and maintain price pressure to the upside now. Based on what I've been looking at, one of the things we are lacking, of course, is if we can show continued momentum. It's kind of a stock that should be able to rise within a week or so, week and a half, to one of the targets, where in other words the options would gain more than 100% on the low end, right? Now, you never want if you happen to get in this trade, you don't want it to ever turn into a loss. If you have to take a break even, you take a break even. Hopefully this trade will be smooth. But I do think this has a really good potential based on what I'm seeing in the market and the way it formed today and how it came of strength. I'd like to see continued volume come in here. Because that's what we are lacking. We are lacking one thing. But McDonald's, when it decides to move, MCD, when it does decide to move, it can make directional moves. I've seen some stuff in the future, in the past. When it wants to move, it can move, and we're at a point where it can move. That's the key is confirmation, right? It doesn't matter how good something looks. Always price pressure and confirmation really is the key. For example, last week's Tesla trade on April the 3rd, I mean, what a trade that was. But it had it all. We had the price pressure. We broke above a high with tons of volume. It was properly set up. And for those who understood how to take that to the long side, even with weekly options, because first of all, Tesla, when it moves, that stock moves. And Tesla anyways, I'm not going to talk about Tesla here, but we'll talk again about MCD. So again, we want to see that volume as we break above 131.60, and if not, consolidate basing above and look for power to 132. Now we're going to talk about the options. A key thing I want to also point out. So let's take a look at the options and talk about these a bit. All right, so here we're at Yahoo Finance, and McDonald's closed at 131.20. Okay, so now here's the thing. Let me put up the May 19. The interesting thing was so the 135 calls here, they traded pretty good. There was they traded the most. Most volume. No, not a big deal, but again, what we're gonna want to watch for is they have a funny spread here. Meaning that the way they closed it, I believe that the most the spread could be is 10 cents. I believe that it's probably, as you see, there's a 3-cent spread here, but the close is what's off. The 130s seem to have a 15-cent spread. So from what I can gather, and I looked at these options, neither the 130s or the 130 or 135 calls are acting very well. And again, these could do pretty good because an attempt to get to 135 would more than double these options. Okay, and the thing is, you want to make sure there's no crazy spreads. If there's good, if you know, if there's low volume and the spread, especially the spreads are wide, you want the combination of volume coming in, price stability coming in. There really is no rush to get into MCD. You want to make sure there's good confirmation, and that gives you a high odds of making some good money in the options. The risk is very low because of the time of these options, and again, the pivot point. We don't want prices to, if we have it to confirm and prices, you don't want to take much of a loss in this. If worst case scenario, if things don't work out, is break even, right? We are in a choppy market, but there's a good chance that they're going to want to pop this MCD towards the 135, 137 area. It's been set up to do that, and looks very strongly that it wants to do that, perhaps for an earnings run. Alright, if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, Power Target Trades, I suggest you subscribe. There's a lot of great videos here. The key is confirmation, people. You know, things have to confirm. For example, you know, Baba here was not able to properly confirm. And early entry signals are early entry signals. Sometimes you get in early, some early, and it works out. But confirmation, I find, is key. All the best confirmed trades when you have the combination of volume and the price pressure, and of course option stability. In other words, you don't have crazy spreads. You have high opportunity to make money. When things are a little off, not the case. Okay. But MCD has a really good setup. I think that if we get some good volume and good price action in the zones I described in this video, we could do pretty good in those options in these market conditions. So see the standard power trigger trade is going to appear here at the end of the video. Simply click on it and it'll give you an easy way to subscribe to a lot of great things. You get a lot of great, you can see there's a lot of great reminders here in my banner. You get to come and see this information, and again, there's a lot of great videos, especially on power target trades. I have a lot of documented videos, and in this video here, you can see the last. I'm going to have at the end of the video, there's going to be a link to easily see the Tesla 300% gains in 1 day trade. That happened just in April, on April the 3rd. It was a really great day. So there you have, people. Thanks for listening. Like the video.